Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is a bonus new moon for the month of December tarot oracle reading. And Leo, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign is not Leo, we all have a little bit of Leo in us. If you do have your birth chart, what house is Leo in? That is where this energy shows up for you. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. Take what works for you and leave the rest. I already shuffled the cards, but I wanted to give them a quick cut before we begin, and we're going to start with the underlying energy. So the underlying energy for this reading is the King of Cups. And the King of Cups is sitting on his throne with a cup of love. And so this cup of love quite often does represent romantic love, but it also can mean love of like the work you do, love of the people you're with, love of the place you live, that kind of energy. He's sitting in the middle of a bunch of water that looks like it's really rough, and this is representing emotions. So he is the most emotionally available of all the kings, and he has got a really good grip on containing his emotions as needed so that he can get shift done. So that's a good start to the reading. And this is the underlying energy for the entire reading. Now we're going to look at the underlying energy for the bottom part of my spread, which is about regarding the internal forces. So this is what you have control of. This is how you, whether you react or respond to what's happening around you and how you do so. So the Page of Pentacles is coming in with some communication about a pentacle. Pentacles represent health, wealth, happiness in the tarot. The part of that happiness is coined so that you can purchase the items that you wish to purchase. So the Page of Pentacles, in the old days, the pages worked for the court, for the king and the queen, and they would deliver messages and do small tasks around the palace. So, and usually they were hired between the age of 7 and 14, and then they would be looked at as a possible knights if they were doing really well with what they were doing, and they could afford a horse at the end of, like by the time they were 21. And so this energy these days all of the cards in the tarot are archetypes. So this actually could be a male in their masculine energy or a female in their masculine energy. This could be a male or a female in their masculine energy. The focus is on the pentacle, and the communication is regarding the pentacle. The energy could be a message that you get from yourself, like a really, it's like kind of breath of fresh air energy. That you have a new idea or a new way that you want to be, a new lifestyle that you want to adopt, that kind of energy. Or it can actually be a communication. And these days we have so many ways of communicating. So that could be a phone call, a text message, a social media post, that kind of energy, as well as in person. So the internal, this is the internal dynamics that you have control of. This is what keeps you awake at night, asking, what if, what if, what if? What if I do this? What if I do that? So let's see what this is about. So it looks like you have, this card is about, the Eight of Wands is about conception. This is about taking action. So it looks like the King of Cups energy that you're in, you are have taken some form of action regarding pentacles. And so they've been launched. So this card sometimes can also represent, we have the King with the cup of love here. This can represent conception of an actual physical pregnancy. So let's see what that's about. The Fool's on another journey. Well, if you've conceived an actual human being, then you're going to be on a new journey. And it looks, so the Fool represents us going on a new cycle, and that's the energy here. So the new moon that we have is in Sagittarius, and this new moon is on the 20th, 19th to 20th universal time, 19 in like North America. So, it's sort of in between there, and so just take what works for you. The energy here is very Sagittarius. You know, the Sagittarius energy is one of the fire signs, and they have a bow and arrow, and they shoot their arrows into the sky, and then they launch what they want, and it lands on target when it lands on target. And so this energy is, we have a Sagittarius new moon, and what better time than to launch a new project that you love, or, you know, conceive a baby than on the new moon, really, or find out about it on the new moon, if that be the case. So the Fool's on their journey over whatever this is a new cycle starting. This is awesome energy because we're coming to the end of the year. And I just want to point out the end of the year, is more than just the end of a year. It's the end of like a decade-long cycle, because 2025, 2 + 2 + 5 is 9. And 9 is it represents the end of a cycle, and 10, 2026, represents the beginning of a new cycle. So this energy coming in on the new moon is going to propel you forward into the new year. I love this. I love this energy, Leo. This is really, really awesome. And then there's a lot of competition. You've had to deal with a lot of competition. This is past, present, future. Take what works for you. And there's been a time where you've really been having to take action with or regarding the competition or against the competition. And it could be immature competition. This is my Mean Girls card. This is like the energy of narcissistic cheerleaders that will do anything to win, and their mothers will succeed if they don't. It's that kind. It's a very determined energy, and it's not necessarily that the competition is better than you, but it's that the competition has a desire to win more than you. That's the energy we're looking at here. So this is talking about your willpower. How much do you want it? And the universe will test us to see how much do you want it. And so there's some hidden illusions. The Fool is supposed to go on their destined path, but sometimes we run into this energy where, you know, this represents illusions that you're going through. And so there's several things coming up here. We had a full moon on December 4th, and that was a really good time to release. And that might have been when you released like those arrows into the sky and launched a new project. And now it's going to be landing around the 20th of December, just in time to move into the new year. It's awesome energy for the way the energy on the planet is right now. And it's like you're climbing out of these waters that are troubled, and you're going to allow yourself to be vulnerable, because it's pretty hard for a lobster to crawl on a path, and you're passing a dog and a coyote both howling at the moon. They represent your domestic and your wild side. So it's kind of saying, take a walk on the wild side. Get back on your path, or maybe you took a walk on the wild side and conceived a child. So I'm reading for a lot of people here. So take what fits for you. But in any case, you need to get on your path, your divinely guided path, and you need to get through these pillars which represent the gateway past the illusions. And so this energy is coming up, and we have a full moon, new moon energy. Leo, you might want to go back and check what happened around December 4th, and I have a full moon reading regarding that if you want to check out the playlist. It's the astrological playlist. And then we have the Ace of Swords coming in. So because you've been on like that, I'm getting you launched this new path like at the beginning of December around the full moon. You may not even be aware of it, but there was some underlying energy I'm getting, also some hidden aspects to it. But I feel like this is saying the sun is shining on this decision you made on December 4th, and the results you're going to start seeing in a new way at the new moon around the 20th. Really awesome, because this is a gift from the universe. This is a gift from God Himself. This is a peace offering and a palm, like the olive branch is a peace offering, and with a palm front. And so this represents having the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God. So what I've said before this is just confirming what I was saying about whatever it is you've launched. And this could be about your love life. It could be about conceiving a child. It could be conceiving a new business. You definitely are at the 0 point right now. And the 0 point is like that place where you get to cross. It's like the most open place that you can possibly be, for open to all the possibilities on your journey. It's awesome energy. And then there's justice coming in. So justice can represent 3D justice, like in the legal world here on earth. It also is spiritual justice, which I feel there's some sort of there's been something hidden that's been holding you back. And this is coming out, and I feel like it's going to come out around the new moon. And it was starting to be released around December 4th, but you're going to intuit it. I'm getting this is about using your intuition and really taking control of your mind. The swords represent, they're double-edged swords. So when your mind is working for you, it is really working for you, and it's going to benefit you. But if your mind is not working for you, it's going to cause problems for you. And I feel like that this could be an actual like court justice, some sort of justice, or some justice that has come to you regarding something in the 3D. But this is talking about spiritual justice. It's talking about you choosing to take control of your mind instead of letting your mind control you. So this requires discipline. And so this is what I'm saying. And because you have discipline, you are now going to see justice in your life. And that justice could be having this love that you want to have coming in, that's going to be in alignment with the lifestyle that you want. Because it's not just about the coin, it's about having the lifestyle. And the King of Cups is like the most loving king of them all. So this energy, let's go from here. This is talking about your self-image. And I feel like this is like your image of yourself right now is someone who's a go-getter. And you feel you're worth taking this journey. You feel like really this is enthusiasm right here. And that's what this is representing. You're really enthusiastic about this project that you've just conceived, or you maybe have had, you and your king have been working to have a baby, or you're the king and you've been working to have a baby, and you have the good news that, that is, and I'm just getting that this could be the sperm competing, to get to the eggs. That's the kind of energy I'm getting. Like, it's kind of like, this is really, it's competition, but you're really only in competition with yourself to get what you want. And when you have competition, even if it's immature competition, it's a sign that you're doing something right for sure. So that's the energy that I'm picking up. And it could actually be a pregnancy. I'm still getting that's a possibility for some. And about love, and for some it could be about love or business or both. And so this is representing your communication in your early life. So I feel like on some level that you've changed the way you communicate. You have adopted a new attitude, and that's going to really, really do well for you. And this is about your home and family life. So your emotional foundation. So I feel like you perhaps didn't learn how to communicate, or weren't able to communicate. Maybe you had a lot of siblings and you just weren't able to communicate what you needed to communicate. And and now you've changed the way that you communicated with your family, or you're changing the way you're communicating with your family now. So it could be about family, but it also is just, I'm getting more about the way in the past, like you might have been angry and communicated through anger, or you didn't communicate, you would just walk off, that kind of energy. And now it's talking about you're really doing your best to communicate in a better way so that you can get what you want. And this is about your creativity and your romance and your children. So this is in all areas of life. I feel that you have launched a new you. And you have decided to take discipline of your mind. This is the truth. And then this has changed your health. and your daily routines and your habits. And that, when all of that good energy happens, it's going to propel you forward into the year of 2026. I really like this energy. You've learned, okay, so now we're going into the energy of the external forces, what you don't have control over, what leaves you laying awake at night wondering, you know, what the EF happened. The external forces happened. That's what happened. And but now because you were not expressing yourself in a way that other people understood, or you didn't understand what other people were communicating. So perhaps you went out and educated yourself a little bit about what it is you want to do. You're learning where to give and take the pentacles don't just represent money, as I said. They represent your time, your energy, your passion, that kind of energy. The Page of Pentacles is really enthusiastic. And when you adopt that attitude, it allows you to have more to give, and, and you're receiving more from the universe. And so this represents that you're planting seeds, and that these seeds are going to end up in a harvest. And then this energy is knowing who to give to, who not to give to. This person already has something in their pocket. And so you notice the scales of justice are here. So you are able to weigh how much energy, how much money, money is just a form of energy. So how much are you going to give to other people, and how much are you going to keep for yourself so that you're in a strong position? And this is talking about your time, and time is money, because when you're focusing on other people's needs, you can't focus on your own. And this could represent, I feel like this could represent someone who already has children, and when they're young, they require a lot more time, like a lot more of your time and energy. I mean, it changes when they're all in school. Then the needs change. Then you're driving back and forth and taking them to events and all that kind of energy, going to sports, coaching, whatever, all of that is, making sure they do their homework, all of that energy changes. But there's a lot more freedom, and it could be for some of you about you're moving into that stage where your children are more self-sufficient, and so you are able to do your thing now. I feel like that's an energy for some, because I feel like this card's coming out, and this card represents reconciliation. There's 6 cups here, and they're all full of white flowers of innocence, and I feel like this is kind of almost representing a married couple, and the new way that you're carrying yourself, and that maybe you have 4 children. That kind of energy, these representing your family or whatever. And in a business, it could be your partner and running your employees a new way. That's the sort of energy. So this is about, I feel this card is saying that Leos were born to lead. And I feel like you're taking hold of this Leo energy. The sun is shining on it and saying, I've been giving of myself, and now I'm going to take what I need to move forward. And so that this is this is a card of illusions in many ways, but it's also returning to the innocence of your journey. I feel like this is a reconciliation within yourself, so that a promise you've made to yourself to return to your old self, like to return to the self you were before you conceived all these children. Then they're all fighting for your attention. That's the energy I'm picking up for a lot. It's calm, and like how life is. So the King of Swords is like the King of Cups sitting on his throne, but he is now holding this sword, and this is saying, yes, I'm wielding my sword differently now. I have this large capacity for love, but I also want to be able to do what's best for the family in a different way now. Our needs have changed. I recognize that, and recognize that this could be a woman in her masculine energy. So this could be the mother of the family or the father of the family making these changes, or both, because we have that there. In this reading, this is a little bit different how sometimes I would read it, but I'm really feeling this energy is coming in of adopting, like the King of Cups is now adopting a more regimented, system of how he wants to be. And it's kind of using his words wisely and not fighting with things, and not getting into the energy of the squabbling or whatever, but really moving forward and keeping discipline of the mind. I feel like this pentacle was regarding this, and some sort of energy came in of some clarity of why you weren't getting to where you wanted to be. And that involved somewhat 50% yourself and 50% of the people around you kind of energy. So it's representing someone who wants to improve themselves, improve their situation. Really, really strong energy. And then we have, yes, because there's been, I feel like this is like a never-ending nightmare. So this can just represent like every day being like the same, over and over and over again, and like Groundhog's Day. And then you go to bed, you wake up, and then you do it again. That's the kind of energy that I'm picking up. And it's kind of like a never-ending cycle of diapers and burping and like that kind of, that's what the energy, like being up late at night with babies, and now everybody's sleeping and through the night, and they're toilet trained now. I'm just really picking up a lot of that family pride energy, because it's the Leo. And then, yes, we have the, look at the pentacles coming in. We've gone from the 6 to the 9. I feel like these 6 that she has her hand on are representing these 6 that were planted, and she is now advanced to a stage where she has 3 extra here that she can, this is energy and, as well as money and time, that there's all this extra time now. And this energy is about the give and take of that. She's learned here. This energy is learning how to use your time wisely, and this change in the rhythm of your day. And I feel like this is Nikola Tesla talked about the 3-6-9, the beauty of it. It's like a ratio, keeping your hand on 6 that you need and not giving up too much of yourself, money-wise, energy-wise, time-wise, to unnecessary things that are not really important for you. And you've gone through everything and figured out, okay, this is where I'm wasting my energy, my time, my money, and now I'm going to apply myself differently and run my family, my business, whatever this is, differently. And even this can be talking about your love life. Just, I'm going to be this new person. I'm going to be this leader. Yeah, and then there's victory. I love this. This is so awesome, Leo. So now you have victory. This is the card of, okay, because you reined in your emotions, you're victorious. And the people in the background, some of them are happy about it and some aren't. Don't expect when you make these kinds of changes, especially if it's in a family unit or a business, like where, everybody was kind of doing what they wanted to do and they were the center of attention. And then all of a sudden you're like, whoa, wait a minute. There's some new rules that are being applied here. That's the King of Swords energy, using their words and sticking to it, like this is the new rules. This is how it's going to be. I'm not going to be in this energy anymore. I'm moving forward in this new way, and you're victorious because of it. And it's because you were able to rein in your emotions and learn to be a King of Cups rather than like maybe a Page of Cups sort of energy. And then, yeah, the Wheel of Fortune is turning. So this, I feel, represents like this energy, there is no beginning and there is no end in reality. So it's a cycle. And we move from one cycle into the next cycle. And so you're moving into a new cycle of life. And the energy that I'm talking about the family and the babies, and they get to a certain stage, this is a natural progression. And it's also the same in a business. The business is the same. Like it starts off as an infant and its needs are different from then when it's already like in place, it's in school, it goes every day, it has a schedule. But then that's when you may need to implement new ways of running it. I feel like that's really awesome energy. And this can, even if you don't have a family or a business or it's not like that, this is about your inner self and really allowing your inner self to be in this energy. It's really, really awesome. Really good. I'm really enjoying this. This is a good reading. New. And that energy is really inspiring, and it's good advice for everybody, Leo or not. We all have a little bit of Leo in us. If you're enjoying this reading, please do give it a like and a comment. It really does empower my channel and for its growth. I am going to clarify now with my oracle. I'm just shuffling here. I already shuffled before, but I just want to tune into this energy to see if we can get a little bit more clarity about, okay, what's this about and what are the best ways to implement this. I feel like it's already really awesome, but we could always use a little more information. Okay, here we go. So this is Tales from the Vector. It's an oracle I started back in 2007, and I completed 64 paintings by 2020. So right now what I'm doing is I'm working with the cards because I don't have it printed yet, but I want to make sure that I know what to write in the book. So the only way you can really do that is by playing with the cards and getting to know them better now that they're all done. And this energy, I have all of the paintings on a website, talesfromthevector.com, TAILS, and I have the numbers on the cards here of the paintings in the order that they are on my website. In the description box below, I will have the numbers listed in the order they appear here. So if you do want to go check that out and get some more information. Still have not really, it's kind of like this reading is just sitting on its own. So we're going to see, okay, what is the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck for the King of Cups is the Chariot. Okay, so this is the power of spin. This is already moving. I'm getting, like that was saying, it's already been conceived. You've already made this choice. You're already implementing it. It's already happening. You know, hang on for the ride because it's moving forward. It's really good energy. And then Justice again. So I feel like there could be something that comes in about a pentacle. There could be something that injustice, and it may even be something you don't even know about. It was hidden and now it's coming to light, and it's regarding money. It's regarding pentacles and your lifestyle, and it's redemption from karma. So this is talking about when this kind of energy comes in, it's talking about a lot of money coming in. And like at the 9 of Pentacles, we're already just 1 away from 10. And 10 is the most on the cards, right? So this is talking about justice twice. And so maybe you have some money coming in that you didn't know about, and now you're going to be able to, that's the 3 extra coin you have. So, you know, and it's 1/3 of what you already have kind of or half of what you already had energy. That's a lot of money. So, you know, to put into something. And then this is dissension. Whoops, sorry, I knocked the camera, so it's going to be wobbly here for a second. So dissension is talking about energy of not knowing what was going on. Like there was talk and you weren't part of it. That's the energy I'm getting. So this could be regarding family, this could be regarding business, this could be the employees talking amongst each other and, you know, or talking about the business in a negative way. Same with family members, that kind of energy. It could be community. It could be just the bad news on the news, you know, about the economy and that kind of energy. So it's kind of, what are you going to do with that energy? You're going to figure out what is being said, and what it's about, and you're going to educate yourself. That's what your mind is for. And then it's allowing you, again, to move into neutrality. This is talking about you got neutral to the talk, and you may, I feel, be the sort of person that would say, da 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 da, and then you'd say, and I mean it this time, but you don't, and they know it, so they just keep doing what they were doing. And now you're cutting through the bullshit and you're like, no, I mean it. And everybody's like, they liked you better the way you were before. So when you adopt this new energy, don't, because it could get away with everything. That's what's coming up. And so the energy is that now that you're on this new path, you're in a new world, but not necessarily everybody is going to appreciate. They like, you know, it was easier for them to get away with shift when, you know, when you were the other way. And yeah, and so this is talking about infants again, that energy of maybe your family growing up and having to be more stern and be like a real, you know, like when you say your word, you mean it. And like there is going to be consequences here. It's talking about maybe discipline in the family, in the business, in not just within yourself, that kind of energy. And so everybody's going to have to, this Aries energy is of an infant, and that's all about the new again. This may be a New Year's resolution and you already began it, you know, that kind of energy. And this is about how the way you, I am. This is who I am, and this is what I want energy. And everybody's going to have to adapt to this new energy. There is degradation. So yeah, I feel like you realized that you were degrading yourself by not meaning what you say. That's with your family, employees, that kind of energy. And within yourself, like you'd say, oh, tomorrow I'll do it. And then, oh, well, I can't do it because I have this and that. You know, I'll do it next week. This time you really mean it. So that's the energy coming up. And yeah, it's foolish to expect things to change when you're running things in the same old way. And so that's the energy. When the Fool is on their journey, if they're having an expectation of how things should go and then being all kind of like babyish about it when it doesn't go that way, that energy is foolish. It's not foolhardy. So you're going to end up being disappointed because expectations create limitations. And then we have, okay, you're really going to manifest, but there is, I feel like, some sort of justice coming in. And it's interesting because we have like the 0, 0, and then we have the 1, 1. It's almost like binary. The change between you is, you know, and then we have 2 and 1. I don't know, there's something to do with that energy, with the Fool and the Truth coming in and justice. And then we have 2 justice cards also. So you know, whatever, it might mean something to you. And then something could have happened in 2023. What is it, 2026, so 4 years ago. Yeah, something about that, 4 or 5 years ago. What are we, 23? 3 years ago to something about the numbers. I can't pick it up entirely, but it's a general reading, so it's not that important. But for an individual watching this, you're going to go, oh, and I know what she's talking about. Something happened maybe in 21, your world changed. In 23, there was another major change. And, okay, take it from there. Because the 4 + 6 = 10. And the new you is now this way. Binary. It's got to do with binary. It's in the works already. This energy here, I want to get the underlying energy for this. There was a Tower that happened. And this is my divorce card. So this can be the worst divorces from source. And that's when you're on a foolish journey. You're not in the energy that you were moving, and 1 + 6 = 7, and I feel like that's the Chariot. And so you were moving very quickly in the wrong direction. And so maybe there was a slowdown of some kind, because this was the way God stepped in to get you back on your destined path, the disruption. This is a commitment, marriage, and partnerships. So there could have been something that you found out here that you didn't know about your marriage, your business, your community, your life in general, what happened to you when you were a child, all sorts of things it could be. And other people were enjoying you not knowing this because, hey, they could get away with shift. And now they can't. And so what is fun for some is not fun for everyone. And then we have the Magician coming in. So this is an energetic upgrade. You adopting this new way is an energetic upgrade. And even though the people around you maybe don't like it, it's actually an energetic upgrade for everybody. I feel like you've stepped into the role of being a strong leader. And you have the tools you need. And you're going to implement them now in a organized manner. And it's the father figure energy. Like, this is the energy of stepping into being like this King of Cups, along with the King of Swords. So not letting your emotions make your decisions, getting into your emotions, feeling them, letting them go, and then making a decision with, logic, with your discipline of your mind. And guiding star. So using your intuition in a strong way. So, ask a logical question, get an intuitive answer, and then apply logic to it to be getting to where you want to go. And we have the energy of perception. So, it's kind of funny because the grass is greener on the other side because it is fake. It's this and that. And so it's a victory for you, but the people around you liked you better the other way, I'm getting. But they're actually, it's a matter of perspective, and they're actually admiring you, and they see that you're a leader now, and they're more willing to follow you and do things your way because you've adopted this new attitude. And if you're the owner of a business, the leader of a company, the leader of your family, then that's what you need to do. And this was a lack of awareness, and that the Wheel of Fortune is turning. And this lack of awareness that you had is you missed out on a lot of opportunities because you didn't know whatever this was. And so you might be going through a divorce. Maybe there was something that you didn't know, or this could be something that happened when you were a child and that's why your parents got divorced and it's just coming out now, that kind of energy. It could be so many things, but what's more important here is that you've adopted this leadership role because Leo is born to lead. I hope you've enjoyed this reading. I really have. I feel like you're really stepping into your power. Awesome energy. And enjoy the new moon. And I will be back with another reading for the end of the month. Bye for now, Leo.